Hello guys, hope you're all doing great. Today I'm going to do a book review of a very famous book. It's a classic. It's called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Please guys, listen to this video. It has very useful stuff, and if you apply the principles, then you are going to be one step closer into attaining your financial goals. So let me just give you a brief description before I start. Napoleon Hill was a journalist and a writer, and he visited another person, Andrew Carnegie, who was the most richest person during the industrial age. And Andrew asked him. He said, "I will open doors to the 500 richest people in America, so you can interview them, take all of their information, and put them into a series of books to help other young people be successful much faster. But I will not pay you a penny. What will you do?" And 46 seconds later, Napoleon said, "Okay, I'll do it." So, and then he wrote this book, Think and Grow Rich, that I'm doing the summary right now. And so, there are actually 13 principles for this book to attain financial riches, as he calls it, and I will describe them one by one in this presentation. So the first principle is a desire, right? So it's not a hope, it's not a wish, but it's a desire. And this step actually has six steps to have a strong desire. The first one is you fix in mind the amount of money that you want to make. You can do it per month, for example. I want to make this much in a month, doing whatever you want, making YouTube videos like I'm doing right now, etc. The second one is to determine what you're intended to give for the amount you desire. You see, if you wanna achieve something, you need to give something in return. So that's why the second step is very important. What will you give in return for this money that you want, for this money that you fixed for yourself? The third step of this first principle of desire is write down the exact day you want to possess the money that you desire. So what's the timeline? Okay. The fourth part of having a strong desire is to have a creative plan, a plan to action. So having a plan that you will follow, for which you will take massive action to get the financial goal that you want, right? And this is where it gets interesting. The fifth part of it is to write a short statement, right? So pretty much steps 1 to 4 for desire combined. So the amount of money that you want, when you want to achieve it, and the plan for which you will achieve it for, as well as what will you give in return. Because the idea is to give more in return. The best way to make money is to give something more valuable to people so that they want to get your services. Even give them something for free initially so that they'll come back to you. So give them like this free material of a lot of value so that they will come back to you. So write this statement, the amount that you want by the end of the month, or by the end of 2 months or 3 months, when you want to have this money by, and the plan that you will do to achieve this. What will you do? Will you make YouTube videos? Will you make a Facebook group, right, where you will help people solve their problems? Will you write a website, blog? Many ways. I think the online business, all the 3 options that I mentioned are great ways, because you're giving knowledge to people, which is especially great during this quarantine time. But you want to write the statement, and here it is. Here's the last part of it. You want to read it twice a day for the sixth step of having a strong desire. Reading it at least twice a day, in the morning and before bed. You can do it more. You can do it like 3 to 10 times if you want. So again, having a strong desire is the first principle, right? By writing it down and reading it twice a day, how much money you want to make, what are you going to give in return, what are the products you're going to sell to get this money, by what's the deadline by which you want the money, and the plan, and then having a plan how to achieve it. So what are you going to do, what services are you going to provide, etc. That's the first principle, desire, and that's how you're going to achieve it. Okay. So start doing that. Most people read this book and don't even go further than this. Well, of course you're not going to get anything. Like, actually write a paragraph or two that you can use. And I've seen other great YouTube reviews on this book, and I actually printed myself a copy. Um, and this is by Global Expert Space. You can go on their YouTube video, on his YouTube video, um, and I printed my own copy here, which I can actually read, right? Which is great, right? Twice a day at least. That's going to give you the strong desire, this obsession that you need to reach your financial goal. The second step is having faith, right? You want strong emotional belief that you can achieve it. This can be done by affirmations or repeated instruction to the subconscious mind via something called auto-suggestion. So that goes to the third principle, auto-suggestion. You want to feed the mind of positive thoughts that you can achieve it, and by attaching a strong emotions to it, to the written statement. So the second and third, so second one is faith, and third principle is auto-suggestion. So, so essentially, to get faith, you need to read like mantras or affirmations to your brain, and that's related to auto-suggestion. You're feeding it to these positive thoughts, right? These emotionally charged positive thoughts. That's the way to do it. That will help you. That will allow you to open your steps to universal consciousness so that you can achieve what you want to achieve. A bit sounds like a woo-woo stuff, but it's really, really important. And that's why, to achieve this, again, you read the steps that I gave you for desire, but you don't just read them, right? I mean, like twice a day, what I told you previously, that paragraph, but you read it knowing that you're going to see it, you receive it. See yourself in possession of this money. So you want to read yourself and thinking positively, like you're going to achieve it. Really having that emotional desire, that faith, right? That you do it through auto-suggestion by reading this. So your subconscious mind picks up that paragraph, the cues that you're going to receive the money. The fourth principle is specialized knowledge. So is it better to work 10 jobs for $10 an hour or one job for $100 an hour, right? This is an interesting question. So the best knowledge, according to Napoleon, is specialized, because if you have specialized knowledge, that's really going to help you with whatever you want to do. There's no point of having generalized knowledge, because you can always recruit somebody else who knows something that you don't know. Everybody can be specialized in one area. So what you do is you create something called a mastermind, right? You bring people to help you that know a particular thing that you don't, and you form an alliance. You cooperate with these people so that you can really do whatever you want. So nobody knows everything, right? Nobody knows everything. You may have went to a university to learn something, and you got a certain knowledge, or you may take an online course to help you, but you're going to be specialized in one field. The way to achieve money, according to him, is to bring other people to you, and you work in unison with these other people to achieve your financial goals. Okay, so yeah, having a strong desire, having a plan, and preferably working with other people on that plan, and all of those people preferably having the same goal as you, right? So that you can, if you need some knowledge, well, you have somebody who can give you that. But again, just other ways of doing it. You don't even need to have other people to work in your business. You can just take online courses. Really look at reputable sources that you trust, right? And get good information from there. In this case, like about business, how to open a business, right? Because for people who are not from a business background, this book is strictly financial. It's good to have that specialized knowledge, right? Whatever you are in, network marketing or affiliate marketing, or if you want to sell a beauty product or a supplement, or in my case, probably giving useful, helpful, educational videos of high value to people, to help them solve their problems. Those are all good ways. You need specialized knowledge, right? You can watch a video, go to a conference, right? Take some courses for sure. Does that make sense? I hope it does. And so yeah, so you want to have this burning desire, right? And you also want to have a plan and all that you read like you read a paragraph twice a day, so it goes into your subconscious through auto suggestion, and you read it in an emotional way, like having faith, having trust in the universal consciousness that you're gonna actually get it, and so yeah, you don't need to clutter your mind with generalized knowledge. Nobody knows everything. Nobody is a know-it-all. You can always recruit successful people. Successful people leverage specialized knowledge from other people. For example, Andrew Carnegie didn't know about the steel business, but he had staff with that knowledge. So you can always recruit other people. Okay, the fifth principle is imagination. Everything starts in the mind as an idea. Man can create anything he imagines. So essentially, everything comes from one idea. Every genius invention. So it's always good to have an imagination. The sixth step is called organized planning, and it involves four things. It involves creating a mastermind group, like I created, like I talked about before. I apologize. Of two or more people who want to attain the same purpose. So I mentioned that before. Deciding what you can offer to the group, just like in the first step for desire, when you want to make money, you have to offer something of higher value to people so that they buy your services. Same thing here, having a mastermind who can help you, right? Who are all working towards the same goal, who may have that specialized knowledge. You want to give them too something of value so that they work with you, right? In cooperation. And you want to meet that group to see how you're doing, like twice a week. Again, you don't have to have a mastermind initially, but over time, it definitely helps with the planning, because they can help you plan. But even if you don't have the mastermind, you should definitely have some sort of plan, as I mentioned in the desire. What are you going to do? What services are you going to provide? All that. The seventh principle is decision. Successful people want to reach decisions quickly and change them slowly. So you have to make quick decisions. Yeah, people like family and friends may hold you back and tell you you can't do it, but you have to keep pursuing what you want and having that persistence, right? Think of it as you burn the bridge behind you. There's nowhere else to go, like the example he gave in the book. So you have to, for example, you're gonna have to face the opponents and beat them because you can't go back, right? Having that burning desire actually helps with this one, as well as the next principle, which is persistence, right? Having a strong desire helps with persistence. There's no going back. You have to be persistent. Okay, so principle 7 is having firm decisions. You're gonna do it. There's no turning back. Yeah, like people who are not successful quit. People who are successful don't quit. They go through those temporary defeats until they get what they want. So making a strong decision that you're not going to go back, you're going to keep on reaching your goals and going and having that persistence. Principle 9 is the power of a mastermind. So as we mentioned, you coordinate the efforts of people to achieve the same goal. This is like 1 + 1 = 3. As soon as you have many people together, it's like you get extra mind help from universal consciousness, because 1 + 1 is not 2, but it's 3. 2 + 2 is not 4, but it's 10 or 100. You actually achieve more. Having more brains, having more minds allows you to achieve your goal faster. It's also great because they can really help you achieve that goal, make you more motivated, increasing your desire, etc. Okay. Principle number 10 is mystery of sex transmutation. So he said, destroying the sex guns and you remove major sources of action. So this is really, really important because it's a very powerful human desire. And so you can get imagination, courage, willpower, persistence, and creative ability from being able to channel that energy into other means, into your creative pursuits or into your creative imagination. This is actually interesting. There's actually books on it, and you can read. There's some exercises you can do to transfer that sexual energy, because ejaculation causes a person to lose energy, right? Because the sperm, for example, for males causes it has a lot of energy. And so when you lose it, you actually you get tired and depressed and lose energy. So that's why overindulging in the physical aspect of sex causes you to lose energy. But being able to transfer that energy into your brain, for example, allows you to think so much faster and allows you to achieve your financial goals. And actually, I think your other goals too, but especially your financial goals, where you have to plan a lot and really achieve goals that are not easy to achieve. You want to make $1 million? Well, how? You need all the energy you can to be in your brain, not in your genitals. For therefore, being able to channel that energy through various means is very helpful. There's some books on it that could be read for sure. That's another thing that can be done. Principle 11 is the subconscious mind. So principle 11 is the subconscious mind. We already talked about that. Putting positive thoughts, right? Having faith and putting positive thoughts for your subconscious mind through auto-suggestion and reading that paragraph where you have a desire, you know exactly how much money you want, by when you want it, you have a plan to achieve it, and you know exactly what you're going to give in return. You read all that with faith and having and being emotionally charged with faith, trusting universal consciousness, universal intelligence, that you're going to achieve it, and being positive, thinking positively, and working towards it with firm decision making and a lot of persistence, never giving up and never quitting. Okay, so the subconscious mind, it's very important to influence it in a positive way. And there's many emotions that feed the subconscious mind in a positive way, like desire. We talked about that in step 1. Faith. We talked about that in step 2. Love. How can you achieve that? Give somebody a hug. Really, really feel loved. Show love to people. Love is really great. There's so many books on that, right? That's great. And then we talked about sex, right? In step number 10, right? That's sexual transmutation, right? So you can read on that and exactly how to do it, right? But essentially, we want to remove that energy from our genitals to put it on our brain. That's the idea. Okay, you don't have to apply that immediately, but you can see how to do that over time. I would start first with the basics that we talked about previously. Reading a paragraph in the morning and before night, really having a solid plan, how you're going to do it, reading that, and feeding your subconscious mind with positive thoughts. So having a strong desire, having strong faith. If you're interested about the sexual transmutation, you can read books on that too to help you. Having enthusiasm, romance, and hope. All those are other ways, right? Being enthusiastic, being hopeful. It's not just a dream. You're actually going to achieve it. You're going to work hard for it with persistence. You're going to achieve your financial goal no matter what it takes, okay? So you're going to achieve it. Principle number 12 is the brain. Again, working so our collective mind works better when we're thinking. Collective mind works by rating the correct frequency from our brain. So what happens is if you have positive thoughts, they have a different vibration frequency. And so what happens if you have positive thoughts, your subconscious mind is in a good state to send signals to universal consciousness to get information or guidance back from it so that you can achieve your goals. So that's what's important to have faith, because then your subconscious mind can talk with universal intelligence, right? Some people may consider it a bit of a psychedelic experience or woo-woo stuff as I call, but it's very important to give it positive thoughts. It's like the mastermind with the universal source, right? So it's like instead of working in the mastermind, by having that positive experience going to the subconscious mind, you're talking with the universal source to get that. Okay, does that make sense? It's like the universal consciousness acts as the mastermind and gives you what you need if you think positively, if you have a strong desire backed up by faith and positive emotions like love, for example, really having enthusiasm and a strong desire and being persistent in achieving it. And then the last one is the sixth sense, the 13th principle. I have nothing to say about this one. I'm sorry, nothing, and I'm happy about it. But why is it important? Is because he says, this is what you need to really be able to get what you want, to really be able to convert your thought into its physical counterparts, into money. And so the way to get that 13th principle is to master the other 12. It's like you have 12 donuts and then this one mystery donut. And so to get a 13th one, you have to do all the 12 other ones. So that's why it's important. Really, really focus on what we talked about. All of these 12 principles, and the 13th one, the sixth sense, right, would just come naturally to you. Okay? So that's what I'm saying. What did you guys learn from this video? Please leave me a comment in the comments box. But yeah, really know what you want. Write that paragraph, the amount of money that you want, by when you're gonna have it, what you're gonna give in return, and having a strong plan. Read it twice, at least twice daily. That's way it goes into your mind through auto suggestion. Have a lot of faith. Trust your universal consciousness that you're gonna achieve it. So again, read it at least twice a day. Get specialized knowledge from whenever you need it, because again, that's kind of what you need to start a business or to make money. So look at whatever courses you want. I recommend starting an online business. That's super simple. But again, maybe you don't need the knowledge. It's always good to have extra specialized knowledge. And if you want, you can recruit a master group. But remember, have faith, because then you can talk of universal consciousness and have a master group of its own, where you really get that guidance so that you can achieve financial riches. Hope you enjoyed this video. A lot of information by Napoleon Hill. Great book, small book, but probably more information than the other 7 combined. I hope you enjoyed this video, and take care.